So here we are, Crysis 2 baby. The first video was very well received, and if I do say so myself, the video was great. Of course, I'm a little biased because I spent 10 hours editing it, but I'm sure you will all agree that it's one of the best videos on YouTube. Anywho, we're moving on to the sequel now. The first game was revolutionary in how developers could use technology to create an insanely sexy game. But can the sequel hold up in any capacity? I'm going to answer that question right now and say no. Not because the game is bad by any means, it's not. But in comparison to Crysis 1, Crysis 2 absolutely is not on the same level in terms of technological advancement, ingenuity, or even just gameplay in general. But that's only because since the first game, more and more developers and publishers caught up with Crytek in terms of gameplay, and whilst Crysis 1 is still incredible, there's so many games available now that make Crysis 1's uniqueness look like a drop of water in the ocean. Crysis 2 manages to almost predict the future. Taking place in 2023, there's a massive virus outbreak. Luckily for the characters in this game, it's not COVID. However, the Manhattan virus, which is what they call it in the game, does cause complete cellular breakdown. So I guess they do kind of have it a little worse. The next piece of setup I want to give is that Manhattan has been placed under martial law and a private military company called Cell has been put in charge of policing the state. They're a bunch of pricks. But moving on, we play as a Marine called Alcatraz, real name James Rodriguez, and nickname Alki. We're part of a team of Marines who have been deployed to New York via submarine to extract a former Crynet doctor called Nathan Gould, who may or may not have vital information about the virus. Obviously, the military would like to get their hands on that information, so now that you know the setup, let's officially get started. The game opens in the previously mentioned submarine, where the soldiers are already creating conspiracies like the previous game. This time, one of them just spouts how he thinks there's just no enemies in New York. He thinks the whole situation is just a humanitarian issue.
Ebola or some such shit.
The dude who says that then tells us to back him up, but Alki is a silent protagonist, just like your GTA Online character, so he zips his lips. I may as well mention it now, this game looks f***ing great. Just look at it. Mind you, this was 2011. The same year games such as Saints Row 3, Batman Arkham City, and Dead Space 2 came out. Not that those games looked bad, they absolutely did not, but in comparison to Crysis 2, it does blow them out of the water. I mean, I'm playing the remastered version, but look at the original versus remastered graphics. Even the OG graphics were way ahead of their time. A voice jumps in over the intercom, one I assume belongs to the captain of this squad, and he tells us to get ready because we're about to depart in 10 minutes. So I guess we'll just wait. Oh shit. We squat below a pipe and struggle to open a stuck door before getting drowned even harder, but luckily for Alki, his parents forced him to join the swimming team in school, which trained him exactly for this moment. I hope you didn't get attached to any of these Marines, because as soon as we make it back to the surface, one of the men tells Alki that he was the last one out and there's lots more men unaccounted for. And to rub salt into the wound, as soon as we all grab our bearings, the Ceph attack and kill every single person except Alki. What a lucky guy. Although, he does then pass out in the stagnant water of New York City, so maybe he's not that lucky. But let me hit another although, because who do you think saves our boy Alki? Oh yeah baby, that's right, it's motherfucking Prophet! Woo! Yes! Alcatraz? You okay buddy? Stay with me now. Okay, while we wait for Alcatraz to regain consciousness, I'll just quickly talk about this cool little intro you can see in the background. So let's get started. First off, just like last time, this opening highlighting the nanosuit and its integration with the human body is awesome. Seeing it this up close and personal is something that will always be cool. The same goes for any other game that does this. Like come on, if our character wears a dope ass suit, show us the suit in all its glory, you know? This intro cutscene also keeps the trend of cinematically showing some of the things you can do in the game. Like this sick ass jump smash thing. And look, the intro confirms that you will be able to use guns. Anyway, you get the point. But one last thing, the music. Holy shit, Crysis 2's theme goes so hard. Listen to this. Oh, I think Aoki's waking back up. Let's get back to him. Oh man, Alcatraz, are you good? Where the fuck are we, man? Oh, do you have a nanosuit on now? Holy shit, bro, you're a lucky man. Prophet must have somehow had another one just laying around. Speaking of, where is Prophet? Oh, he's absolutely, definitely, straight up dead. What the friggity frack? I do want to say, this is a massive video game sin. Let's add one sin to the counter. I just don't think killing Prophet was the move. The last game ended with a great cliffhanger that Prophet was still alive, even after his solo plunge into the heart of the Seth swarm. And then he makes his badass entrance in the start of this game, and now he's just dead. A bit of an L, I can't lie. However, even though I would have rather he stayed alive, as you will see, the story does kind of make up for it, so let's continue. We pick up Prophet's pistol, which triggers some sort of memory fuckery, which seems to merge Prophet's and Aoki's brains, and I suppose that's some sort of nanosuit benefit. During his memory movie, however, we discover that Prophet was infected with the Manhattan virus and was going to die either way, but he thought he'd take himself out while he still has the choice. Prophet's final message to Alcatraz is to finish his mission and to find Gould.
They used to call me Prophet. Remember me.
Can do, Prophet. I won't let you down. Come on, Aoki, let's get this shit done. I'm just gonna skip over most of this tutorial section, apart from a few bits. Gould ends up calling who he assumes to be Prophet, and because Alcatraz is silent, he doesn't correct him. So, Gould doesn't know the Prophet is dead, keep that in mind. And a little further into the section, one of the Cell soldiers asks why Lockhart, who is the commander of Cell, cares so much about finding and eliminating Prophet. To which another soldier replies it's because Prophet is like a plague rat, just running around the city and spreading the virus. Which makes sense really. But then again, Cell thinks we are Prophet, and because of their shoot on sight orders... The soldier also says that he heard Lockhart had a nephew in the nanosuit program, but Prophet went insane and killed a bunch of the nanosuit wearers, including Lockhart's nephew. Now this is just hearsay, and Lockhart could be completely wrong or just lying. However, we do know that Prophet went a little bit loopy in the last game, so it's entirely possible that he did do this. Maybe he wanted to be the only one with a nanosuit. Maybe he knows something that we don't. After a long stroll through some part of New York, and through a quarantine zone, Aoki attempts to open some blast doors, which shut back down. So he has to force them open. Oh yeah, the sweet fresh air of a disease-ridden New York. And it's here that we get the first glimpse of the Seth. I'm so glad that the game doesn't try to hide them or make them some sort of mystery that it saves for the second half.
Hope you brought those Marines.
Yeah, man, they're all fine and alive. For sure. Also, check out how cool this is. The power kick is a super dope feature. It lets you, kick things powerfully. Another pretty awesome feature is the new binoculars. This time, your visor can tag enemies, weapons, ammo boxes, and combat strategies. Each combat encounter has multiple engagement options. Boiled down, you can fight head on, or flank, or sneak through, under or around. It's pretty damn cool. But in this case, I'm just gonna... Okay, what I'm actually gonna do is sneak under their feet using the sewer system. Pulling the power switch apparently makes the sewers so dark that we need nanovision. But I mean, look at it. I could put sunglasses on in here and still see it perfectly fine. The nanovision is kinda cool, but I guarantee you'll never really need to use it until much later on in the game. Launching the shutters open to the subway, Gould calls to say that going into the subway wasn't the best idea. Oh, great. Thanks, man. I wish you told me this sooner. It's here that we get our first proper look at the infected, and some more glimpses of the Seth.
Shit! Get off me! Get the fuck off me! Ah!
This infection gives me prototype vibes. I like that. Maybe I should do a video on the prototype games. Cell are also in the subway, so we shoot a few soldiers and jump out of a hole that leads to an apartment building. The building is full of infected people, maybe some sort of non-medical quarantine zone. We run up to the next floor and get a little briefing cutscene before the chapter ends. I'm assuming this screen is just supposed to be like Aoki's visor or something. He intercepts a transmission from Lockhart, which has a video file attached. a demonstration of how the Manhattan virus breaks down the host's cells. Lockhart's transmission consists of him confessing all their attempts at reversing the cellular breakdown of the virus have failed. He says evacuation of the city is no longer an option, so you know what that means? That's right, he has ordered all of the cell soldiers to shoot anyone suspected of being infected, which I will say isn't necessarily a plan I'll disagree with, because if you think about it from their perspective, they have a citywide infection which from their point of view has no cure, and is spreading fast. Not only that, but the city it resides in is fucking New York, which in 2023 had a population of 8.2 million people. Alki's suit also shows a cool little map of where he is, and where Gould is, but before the brief ends, the suit warns us of an incoming alien threat. Alki seems to have made his way into an office building, so we continue walking through until... Holy shit, they're really going at it, huh? I mean, at least someone other than me is fighting back against the Ceph. I wonder what Nomad is doing right now. Man, I miss him already. Anyway, those guys in the copters managed to shoot down the Ceph ship, and Gould wants us to skedaddle over there to check it out and get some bum cheek samples. He claims that this could be our best shot at rolling back the invasion. So that's what we start doing. So we execute some cell soldiers in a car park, and make our way to an opening on one of the upper floors. From here, you can guess, we scout the area, tag some guys, then kick a car onto an enemy Humvee. It doesn't work. I also put a laser on my gun, and if you're going to take anything away from this video, make sure it's this. Don't use the laser. It rids you of your ability to aim down sights completely. And obviously, because it's the daytime, you also can't see the damn laser when you're trying to aim at someone who's not so close to you that you can smell their breath. So I steal a Humvee, use it to run over a few soldiers, and to commute to the alien crash site. The Ceph bailed, but their escape pods have crashed into the road. Fingers crossed we can find a mushed body to sample. Unfortunately for us, Cell have also skedaddled their way over to the crash site. So naturally... Unfortunately for us, the escape pod is empty. So we head underground, grab a rocket launcher, and use it to launch a rocket at a helicopter. Right, let's get down there. Oh my god, it looks like chewed bubblegum in here. What the fuck? This is awful. After scanning, Gould lets us know that the biomass is people. Melted down people. Liquid people. Holy shit. Right, Alki, let's bounce. Okay then. Well, at least they finally showed themselves. They look a little different than last time though. Maybe they've evolved like a Pokemon. So we have a short-lived fight with an alien and rip off some meat for a sample. This makes Alki's vision go all squiffy, and this is where we get the upgrade menu. This thing is pretty cool. I enjoy the feature. Not that there's much to talk about, I mean it's an upgrade menu. My only complaint with it is that just like the weapon attachments, a lot of the upgrades just feel pointless. That, and you can only have 4 equipped at once, 1 module for each thingy. But yeah, you need to get upgrade points from the dead Ceph, and each flavour of Ceph have a different amount of nanocatalysts. Moving on, running into a cargo container, this leads us down into a tunnel. Nothing actually happens in the tunnel, and you'll just breeze right through. But coming out on the other side, you will face more than a few Ceph to fight. After this, you just have to run through many more meters of destruction, and eventually that will lead you to the end of the chapter. Gould then contacts Alki because his suit is going crazy because of that alien DNA, and he mentions some guy called Hargrave, which, up until right now, we've not known is the man who created both the Crynet system and the nanosuits themselves. Anyway, the reason Gould brings this up is because Hargrave put some contingency in that suit that triggers when, I guess, alien tissue enters it, but neither Alki, me, or Gould knows what exactly that contingency does. This mission begins with another call from Gould. Like you haven't set off the nanosuit ringtone enough already, you smart bitch. I suppose it is helpful info that he spews though, because he tells us about some checkpoints that Cell have set up along the freeway, and apparently Lockhart is overseeing the situation himself. So, it seems like we'll get a chance to put a bullet in his eye. And sometimes when you think about something hard enough, you manifest them into becoming almost true, because the man himself is here. Him and Miss Strickland are arguing about what they need to do with Alcatraz. She argues that Cell need to bring him in, and Lockhart, like a prick, says that their orders are to just take him down. And obviously because Alki never speaks, he never tries to make some sort of contact to prove his innocence. Lockhart lets it drop that Hargreave wants the suit, but as far as we know, he doesn't want Prophet to die in order to get it. Miss Strickland, who is Strickland's daughter, not wife, backs this point by saying,
He isn't gonna like this.
but Lockhart plays his little, I take my orders from Cell, not from Hargreave card, so we can safely assume Lockhart will betray Hargreave and or be killed by him at some point.
I don't give a shit what some senile old shareholder like Hargreave may or may not like.
In short, Miss Strickland is pro Hargreave, and Lockhart is like, nah, fuck that guy. And then they fly away. Goodbye. Well, we didn't get a chance to shoot Lockhart, but we can satisfy that bloodlust using the leftover Cell soldiers. And after that, Alki puts one foot in front of the other until reaching one of those checkpoints Gould mentions. No, not one of those ones. One of these ones. Come here, motherfucker. Ugh, go for a swim. Unfortunately for us, New York in this world has been situated on top of a tectonic plate, and in an even worse stroke of luck, the plate sneezes and causes a huge earthquake. Good lord. After sneaking into and fighting through another Cell checkpoint, we acquire an immense vehicle of ultimate power and use it to steamroll our way to the end of the mission.
Shit! This level of... God damn it, Strickland! I told you to get off this channel! This is all you.
As you can see here, we are very close to Gould's position. Hopefully soon we actually get there. Feels like I've been looking for this guy for months. Gould cryptically says that he fucked up and now he's heading to an old apartment his ex lent him. And he says that he left the address on the database at his lab. So now the updated version of the plan is to go to Gould's lab and break all his shit so Cell can't access it, and then run like hell to his relocated position. The mission starts in quite a comforting way. A nicely lit room next to the calming water. The music sting that opens the chapter is also really nice. And then...
Oh, shit!
Fuck's sake, Gould, you couldn't just let me have 5 seconds of tranquility? Ah, you ruined the moment now, so I guess I'll have to kill these men.
Defensive positions. He's coming this way.
After fighting through the docks, we have to fight through a warehouse. And in doing so, acquire a new weapon. Oh yeah. Getting into the elevator triggers another call with Gould. This time he's warning us that 3 guys are above us. I really don't think that's going to be a problem though. Have you seen the BFG I've got in my hands? Right, now that that's taken care of, let's obliterate all of Gould's stuff. Unfortunately for us though, Lockhart is now aware of our position and sends a chopper to kill us. But unfortunately for the guys in the chopper, they've been sent to kill me.
Shit! We're going down! Asura 1, going down!
God damn, that was awesome. I hope you weren't too attached to this place, Gould. You're gonna have to pay thousands of dollars to fix this big fucking hole in the wall.
Oh, man.
Hot potato! Gould, open up! Right, how the fuck does that happen then? Just give me 1 second, man. I'm just getting my luggage in the elevator.
Man, you wouldn't believe the shit that's gone down in the last 24 hours. Barclay's guys are getting creamed uptown. Crynet are falling the fuck apart everywhere else. Chaos. Come on in, quick.
Hey, thanks for letting me crash with you, man. You wouldn't believe how long my journey has been to get here. First things first, Gould explains how the alien tissue I absorbed earlier has the same base structure as the nanoweave in the suit, meaning Hargrave experimented with that tissue when creating the armour. But good for us is that Gould has a cradle in his apartment, so we can have a little sit down. I also just want to point out, because I think it's cool, Gould has a little bacteriophage patch, which is cool because he's a biologist specialising in biomedical research, meaning that he works with viruses. I mean, I know the concept of decorating a character in a way that reflects who they are or what they do is a very common concept, but I always think it's cool, so I wanted to point it out. Anyway, Gould does some clickety-clackety on his computer linked to the cradle, which accesses Alki's memories, and the bomb now drops. Gould realises that we're not Prophet, and he understandably pulls a gun on us. I mean, it wouldn't do anything, but I respect the confidence, man. Prophet's memory montage starts playing though, which stops Gould from using his pea shooter, but this does subject him to seeing Prophet shooting himself, which makes him have a little breakdown. But that's not our problem, so get to explaining, Gould. He asks if we know anything about the cephalopods, and this is where my brain exploded, because how the f*** did I not realise that the Ceph are called the Ceph because they're goddamn cephalopods? Yes, that's right, they are literally fucking octopi. Squids, if you will. Fucking alien fish, if you must. The smart-ass computer finishes scanning Alcatraz's balls and concludes that our alien tissue vector is at 21%, whatever that means. Gould says the suit we're wearing is built out of a self-repairing, semi-organic nanoweave, which up to this point, I did not know. Semi-organic? That's kind of freaky. He does go on to explain Prophet's story, and how he went AWOL and a little nuts, and explains that the 21% is a viral subroutine in the deep layers of the suit, essentially living code that is rewriting itself, but we don't know what for. Gould's best guess is that it's rewriting itself to become a vaccine against the virus, but we aren't able to decode it because Gould doesn't have enough power in this rundown ex-girlfriend's apartment. Who would have guessed? He continues his speech and says that the only place in New York with enough power is Hargreaves' lab on Roosevelt Island. He says that it would be suicide to try and get in there with all the Ceph flowing around, but then a bullet flies through his window, so I suppose we don't really have much of a choice now, do we? We make a tactical retreat and Gould lets us out before sealing the doors to the flat, so we leave to take the lives of many men. Knock knock, housekeeping! Oh shit, they're really out in full force, huh? You can't be doing that shit, come here. Look at what you've done. Now we're both plummeting to the ground. Get off me! Oh, you motherfucker, I think you broke a rib. You just didn't need to do that, man. The end of mission transmission consists of Gould telling us where Cell was supposed to take us when they captured us. That place was a command post at Wall Street, which Gould says may have a cradle there. But who cares about that? We're going to Wall Street, baby. We're going to hit the stock market and make some fucking money. This mission starts us on top of a roof near a Cell command post, so we parkour our way across the rooftops, until getting to one of those window cleaner platforms, which seems pretty sturdy. We have another fight with the Ceph, win, and move on to the church. We need to create a diversion for Gould so we can slip past security and meet us at the cradle, which I'm pretty sure I can handle. Oh, this thing might help.
What the hell was that?
And with that, we can get into the evac tunnel under the church. What the fuck? The Ceph are down here as well? Why am I even asking? Of course they are, they're like fucking cockroaches. Well, anyway, after going a little further into the tunnel, the mission ends. The final transmission at the end of the section consists of some character building with Gould. Turns out he was in charge of giving real-time logistical support to the soldiers using the nanosuit, and because of this, Gould got really close to Prophet, and says that if Prophet trusted Alki enough to put him in the suit, then he knows Alki has a purpose.
We've got to get you into that cradle, scan the suit's deep layers, and find out just what that purpose was.
Check this shit out.
To find a way in through the lower levels. Your best bet is to...
How goddamn sick was that? And check this shit out too.
Find a way to...
Oh my god, I just goombed that dude. And I can't do two cool things without doing a third, so I just collatted those gonks. Oh, Alki the Phase God, maybe? Unfortunately, the security doors are too strong for the super soldier to kick open, so instead of that, we just... Right, final stretch to the cradle. Come on, Alki, let's tank this shit. Hey, what's up, man? I hope your journey was easier than mine.
Don't shoot anyone in there, alright?
Oh, what? But I wanna.
You ready? Let's do it. Go! Don't shoot me, man.
Damn, Gould, I didn't know you were gangster like that. So we sit in the chair, and Gould begins his scan.
No way, man. Ballistic trauma to heart and both lungs. Looks like the right ventricle took most of the damage there. Lungs ruptured at multiple locations, broken ribs at, well, take your pick, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Got a flailed chest segment right there, extensive pulmonary bruising. More ballistic trauma to the sternum, the thoracic and lumbar vertebrae. He's a corpse walking, Gould. Without the suit, look at that. It's like it's growing into the wounds.
What the f*** do you mean it's growing into the wounds? Are you meaning to tell me I'm like fucking Tetsu from Akira? Am I turning into one of those big flesh monsters? They hit the deep scan option on the cradle, which throws us into another flashback of memories. But this overloads the facility's systems and...
It's overloading the systems! Shut it down. I'm trying to!
It's transmission, man! It's sending out a fucking broadcast! Oh, shit!
Lockhart, hello mate. Whoa, buddy, you can't just come in here while I'm having the corners of my brain scanned. I could be thinking about your mama. Whoa, man. Don't be rash, it was just a joke. Oh, hey, you're here as well. Well, isn't this just a lovely social gathering?
Commander Lockhart, you will stand down.
Yeah, listen to your mummy, Lockhart. Anyway, they capture Gould, but that really doesn't affect me emotionally, so GG's, man. And then Lockhart shuts down my nanosuit, which is just not cool, man.
Don't fuck with me, Prophet. Get up and walk.
Oh, just you wait till I get my special sauce back, you wet sock. We almost managed to get to the front door without any issues, but instead of going outside, an earthquake attempts to bring the outside inside. Lockhart seals his fate by smacking Alki, and we get on Cell's helicopter. And cue the second massive roadblock. Oh shit, geezer, I think I broke some more ribs. Fuck, why can't I catch a break? Oh, my suit was powered down as well, so that shit hurted a little extra. And what the fuck is that massive Ceph dick doing there? So anyway, the Ceph penis tower releases what seems to be either the virus or, I don't know, poison? The nanosuit advises us, the player, to use the built-in defibrillator. A massive dropship flies over and drops its soldier cargo for us to play with. Some Cell soldiers attempt to fight back, but... Oh, they have a nade launcher, maybe that'll help. Right, okay. Come on, mate, maybe you can clutch this 1v3. Holy shit, who trained you people? Ugh, I guess I have to do this myself. Oh, big boy. PogChamp, new enemy. Okay, he just destroyed me. Luckily, I get to keep my epic gamer status though, because that death was scripted. The end mission transmission confirms that the nanosuit contained the infestation within our spine, I suppose, and it begins to reboot the core system functions. The suit then also confirms it has isolated the alien tissue. It then says some medical mumbo jumbo, but thankfully, the micro cameras in Alki's deep tissue shows that the suit has captured the virus to analyze it. Chapter 6 opens with another memory montage. However, this time it pulls the blindfold off and we witness how Hargreave was in direct communication with Prophet the entire time during the first game. In fact, Hargreave seems to be the one who set the whole thing up. That means Raptor Team was fucking right. They were right. Prophet did know more than he was letting on. We were all tricked. And don't act like you didn't trust him. You totally did. This also explains Prophet's absolute determination to go back to the island, because Hargreave knew about the Ceph from the very beginning and told Prophet to bring back a sample. But Prophet's main goal was to just come back alive and report what he saw. While all that is amazing to finally find out, it still doesn't answer everything. How did Hargreave know? What does he want the data samples for? What is his eventual goal? He said it's time for the human race to wake up. What does that mean? Alright, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Let's just continue for now. I have no idea what happened to Alki since he got frizzled by that big guy's energy cannon, but somehow he's down in a hole now. But before we get to process that, Hargreave hacks into our suit and overrides its security, then has the gall to introduce himself like this is a normal situation. He correctly assumes Ghoul didn't have anything nice to say about him, but then he says to forget about all that because we have bigger issues. And then he says that he needs to get us weaponized and up to speed, which I do like the sound of, so I guess I'll trust him for now. Hargreave tells Alki that he's not far from the heart of the city, and says that he needs to get there because there's something we're gonna need. But he doesn't explain further, so f me I guess. On our pilgrimage towards the hive, Hargreave yaps a whole lot, and none of it is worth mentioning. He just continues to be cryptic as f without actually explaining anything. As you know by now, you'll have to fight multiple tidal waves of enemies to get where you're going. But by this point, you're used to that. After fighting another fatty, we find an entrance into the alien structure before fading to black. Hopping back onto the transmission bandwagon, Hargreave tells Alki that he has some bad news, which is that the Department of Defense plans to bomb the Rawson flood barrier and drown the lower city. Well, that definitely is bad news, and we should most definitely not be underground when that happens, so we need to move fast and get to the heart of the alien structure. Hargreave starts this mission by reflecting how we're essentially running into an insect hive. The alien infestation is likely to be very high. You know, like an insect hive. He does keep speaking, but honestly, it's not as focus-catching as the fucking hell train that blows through. Not only is the infestation of Ceph high, but so is the infestation of cell soldiers that flow in. After that, we find the exit door and then... and here we are! More tunnels. But those tunnels lead to this big ass bomb that we get to light the fuse of. Oh, run! Right, let's go. Whoa, hello there. What are you up to? Oh, who cares? Let's kill some more squids. Now that's sorted, let's jam our hand into the spore conduit and fiddle around inside.
That seems to be working.
Perfect. Do this 2 more times and you'll be let into the central structure.
Good. Now let's see what the suit will do. Excellent. Recognition, communication, exchange. The protocols are compatible. More resistance than I expected. You'd better... Would you excuse me, please?
Right, so what the fuck was that, I hear you asking? Well, before I explain, let me get the hell out of here. The bombers are about to destroy the floodgates and I don't really want to drown. Motherfucker, let me on! What are you doing, you prick? Well, that didn't exactly go to plan. The end of chapter transmission is another microbiology thing. This time, the suit tells us that the nanoform profiling has been complete and the compatibility registration is underway. Not only that, but whatever the suit is doing, it spits out that something is 76%. Well, what is it talking about, you may wonder? Probably something, I think. Yeah, I don't really have an answer. I just know that whatever it's doing, the end goal is important. Alki wakes up in a little pool of water and cloaks himself because he can hear voices. Resurfacing, we can see that they're definitely not cell agents. They're Marines! Holy shit, some of them actually survived that submarine attack. A small group of Ceph attack them, but the Marines absolutely stomp them. One of the men introduces themselves as Chino, but I can't lie, I have zero memory of him. But he must have been a G because he hands Alki a big fucking revolver. I think this is the best section of the game. There's a lot of green, you always have some backup. It's sick. It's also pretty cool to be walking through a waterlogged, ruined New York. We come across a lovely, naturally occurring armory and gear up, ready for the many battles ahead. The Marines make contact with the evac chopper, which tells them that they have squids attacking from all sides and need to find a more secure position. So, we have to haul ass and get to the chopper ASAP. After a few more battles with the squids, we come across a Humvee that we use to get the rest of the way to the extraction. And now that we're here, predictably, we got to defend the position until the chopper arrives. And it is hectic. After the grueling battle, Hargreave once again feels the need to open his fucking mouth. This time he bounces the signal from our suit to all the Marines, and he lets them know that Alki's suit is evolving into a powerful bioweapon to be used against the aliens, and tells us and them that we have to make a detour to the Hargrave Rash building in order to gather a stabilizing agent for the bioweapon to work properly. He then warns us that the main entrance is blocked by solid rubble, and the building is in lockdown, but the security system shows that the parking levels appear to be partially unlocked, and using it should lead us up to the ground level. From there, we will have to reach the 11th floor, which is where the research wing is, and where we're going to find the stabilizing agent. But to get up there, we're going to have to get to the security desk and reboot the systems to power up the elevators. So, with the plan set in motion, I'll skip past all the boring bits along the way to the building. So we get to the building and have to find a nonchalant way of entering. That should do the trick. After taking a swim through the flooded lower garage section, we run into a small checkpoint of cell soldiers who obviously unload into Alki. Hargrave attempts to call them off, but they basically tell him to fuck off. Therefore, unfortunately for them, my hands are tied and I must fracture every bone in their body with my bullets. And after eradicating every single soldier on the ground floor, the elevator is free to use. This gets us on the research floor, and we make our way over to the computer, but the big ass screen on the wall gets taken over by Lockhart, who commands his soldiers to move in and take us down. I mean, come on Lockhart, that's been your plan the entire time and it hasn't worked out quite as you've wanted it to. As you can imagine, the invincible super soldier does actually manage to take down the group of regular ass dudes with guns, and begins to reboot the security systems. Oh shit. Well, I suppose that worked out for the best, because the water spat us out right in front of their next objective. Chino radios us to tell us that they can't stay in position and they're moving to Central Station. So that's the next stop. And to get there, you gotta run through a bit of a war zone, rip to that dude driving the Humvee. And moving a little further up the street, you will find what exactly blew up that vehicle. A giant big Ceph. This thing is so cool, I love the design. But unfortunately, I have to blow it up. Oh, and here comes the cavalry right on time to pretend like they helped. Anyway, the soldiers gawk at Alki and say that they need us down at Central Station. Good thing that's where I'm going. And then BAM! The mission ends. The transmission just consists of an order from a guy called Barclay, telling his men to fall back and regroup on the way. Their goal is to evac civilians and the wounded. This chapter is another cool one. Getting to fight alongside the Marines and against the Ceph is epic. And building off that, this whole chapter is basically just one big fight. A lot of enemies, a lot of allies, and a lot of bullets fired. Our first order of business is to bring the missile batteries back online, which we do. And now that the missiles have done their job, we break into Central Station and make our way through. After another big old fight, we make it to another quarantine zone. And then again, as soon as we get out of there, another wave of Ceph attack. But when you defeat this wave, the game turns into one of those COD vehicle missions. Thrown into the back of the Humvee with a heavy weapon. Except, I'm just kidding. The entire point of getting into the back of this vehicle is literally just to drive down the road to the end of the mission. Literally nothing happens when you're in the back of this car. The transmission is also kinda boring. It's just Barclay screaming orders at his men about how they're gonna defend the civilians while getting them underground ready for evac, and to take out a mortar that has been hailing them for ages, so let's just move on. A big yikes for the Marines because this mission opens on a grim view with a dead soldier being one of the first noticeable things. Anywho, the mission is another FPS slog, and we go on to join the perimeter defense at Central Station. Oh, and we also have to light the fuses of 3 big ass bombs. The Marine holding the transmitter is killed by the Ceph, so we have to go up and grab it from his body. Oh god, these Ceph aren't any good for my bones. We run back to Central Station for one big final defense, and after that, get called in to see Barclay. His transmission covers the evacuation of the civilians. He calls for the medical teams to report to the trains immediately, and he wants Bravo Company to assist as the armed escort, and for Alpha and Echo to defend the station terminals. The mission starts inside the underground. We reach a checkpoint and get fucking flashbanged by the soldiers. The soldier worries for our health. He says we don't look good and asks what the hell happened. Well, I did get infected by an alien virus that fucking melts my cells on a microscopic level, which is then getting replaced by fucking nanobots or some shit. And then I jumped into the center of the Ceph hive, which just set my infection meter into overdrive. So yeah, I guess anyone would probably look a little shitty after that. Right, well fingers crossed I can't transmit the virus through this suit. There's a lot of sick and injured people down here that could probably do without an alien pathogen in their system. Hey, what's up fellas? Yeah man, scan me for sure. Oh, the scanner shows that I'm infectious? Yeah, that sometimes happens when I'm infected, but don't worry about that.
Al, you guys just got reclassified. Supposed to disarm you on sight.
I'll turn around? You want to take a look at my massive nanosuit ass? Fair enough, man. It's nice to see you guys having cell soldiers locked in cages. I like that. So how's it looking back there, dude?
Okay, you're clear.
Oh, great. Thank you, buddy. Hey, dudes. I'm here to see the Colonel. Just gonna come right through. Oh shit, what's up, Gould? I was hoping you were still kicking.
It's good to see you made it, man.
Hell yeah, brother, you too. So, what are you guys talking about? They walk away, so we follow. And Gould has a little tiff with the Colonel. Gould wants to raid Roosevelt Island because he knows Hargrave has all the answers. But the Colonel says for all we know, Hargrave might be dead. And once again, Alki stays quiet. Chino leads the dock away, and we get into the elevator with the Colonel. The first words out the Colonel's mouth is to call Gould a liar. Gould told him he escaped from Tara, which the Colonel calls bullshit on. But I believe it. If the Ceph knocked my helicopter out of the sky, why not his? But the Colonel argues that Tara was a Navy SEAL, so there's no way that he got away unless she let him. But there's no way that she would let him. Anyway, the doors open and we walk out, and the Colonel takes a moment to reflect on the lives lost. He drops that he was at Lingshang alongside Nomad and Raptor Team. He was there when Strickland died. Me too, man. Hey, buddies through trauma or something, am I right? And boom! Some big explosion rattles the underground. The main hall has been breached, so let's go deal with that. After the somewhat quick battle, some mortars hit a nearby building, which causes it to lean and eventually fall towards us. Luckily, the Marines pull up in the whip, so we get in and get out. Some civvies want to hop on board too, and the driver stops and waits for them. I mean, if it were me, we'd be on the other side of the city by now, fuck these guys. Oh, he must have heard me though, because he develops a fuck them guys mentality and drives off.
Dad! What the fuck are you doing? Stop the car! Son of a bitch!
Colonel sends a message out to all the Marines. This message being that he has set up a secondary evac point in Times Square. He is sending heavy armoured VTOLs to get us out of the city. He has confirmed the no-fly zone over Manhattan has been lifted for a short time so we can exfil. So we just have to get there by any means necessary. So, the Ceph are attacking the evac zone. Who would have guessed? Not only that, but we have to fight them off. Who would have guessed? After the first wave of enemies, Times Square loses power and the second wave moves in. Right, they're gone. God damn, that was a battle. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Cyclops 4, can you still land? We are evac ready. We need you.
Hargreave jumps in once again. According to him, we're all gonna die unless I follow his instructions. He says that this tower is primed for spore dispersal, and I just need to jump inside like last time and fly to the top. Yeah, alright, fine, let's go.
The spore blast is imminent. I estimate 20 seconds. You must complete the sequence now. All right. Hold on there just a moment, son. If we built this suit anywhere near as well as I think we did. Cyclops 4, get down and get us loaded.
Copy. We're coming down.
The spear, Alcatraz. Watch the spear.
Holy shit, the anti-Ceph virus works. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, for real this time, let's get the fuck out of here. The transmission is another conversation between Gould and the Colonel. Unfortunately, the Ceph derailed the evac train Gould was on, and he tells the Colonel that he needs to send Alcatraz to a place called the Prism. Fuck you, Gould, I just want to leave and go home. The VTOL drops us off at Roosevelt Island.
Oh, shit! Son of a bitch!
10 seconds. Let's go. Good luck, Marine.
Watch your ass, son.
And we swim to the shore with Hargreave chattering in our ear about guiding us through. Shut the absolute fuck up, Hargrave. Please. So anyway, we sneak across Roosevelt Island, killing many a cell guards along the way, until eventually reaching some nondescript building in the centre of the island. As we make our way to the exit of this place, Hargreave lets us know that Lockhart has set an EMP trap for us at the control barrier. Oh wow, Hargreave, you actually said something not boring for once. And it was useful. He continues this useful streak by telling us that we can trick the EMP system by heading into a substation that connects the Prism's power grid, and we press the elevator button to go down. And from here, we can force an emergency shutdown, which means when the power comes back on, it'll cause a major power surge. Not only that, but it will be under the radar, and as soon as the button is pressed for the trap, it will fail. Cell undoubtedly noticed this outage, and a small group come to investigate, so... And now we're free to sprint straight into the command center. Alright, let's see if this plan of yours works, Hargreave.
Hit the switch.
Oh yeah, baby, get friggity fracked. Now usually I would go invisible, wait for them to pile in, and then execute them all. However, this time we take a side route through a drainage grate. By this point, Lockhart has put every soldier on high alert considering I wasn't in that trap. Well, in his eyes I wasn't in that trap. But he's shaking in his boots up in the guard tower. After all, he does have a super soldier coming after him with all intent to kill. Not only that, but he has Hargreave in his ear telling him that his time is up. So without further ado...
Fuck you, Tin Man!
I don't want to understate how badass that was. The glass that Alki pelted Lockhart through was nanoglass, essentially bulletproof glass on steroids. God damn bro, the force needed to break that alone would be enough to kill a man. Right, let's get our ass into the prison. Wait, what the fuck are those? Oh, what the shit?
Assault. Systems impaired.
All right, that's it. Perfect. Thank you, Miss Strickland. Exemplary. Check his vitals, would you, then have him moved across to the skinning lab. We need to get him prepped as soon as possible. Time is very much against us.
This end of chapter transmission is dope as eggs. The nanosuit switches to core functions due to the EMP knockout and engages the deep layer protocol, and then this happens.
Wake up, Marine. This is no time for dying. Get your ass back in the fight.
Chapter 15 begins with Alki being wheeled through the prison with Hargrave complaining how Prophet could have given him more information, but he doesn't quite give a fuck. All he wants to do is skin Alki from the suit and get in it himself. That's right, Hargreaves' plan all along was to be the one in the nanosuit. Hargrave begins the procedure, which sends Alki into another memory montage, all while Hargrave fucking blabbers on about how he needs the suit to stop the Ceph. But after all that, we get to the important part of this cutscene. Prophet sits down with Hargrave, who explains how the suit learnt from the Ceph's nanosystems, and tells Prophet he needs to go back to the island, which Prophet is not happy about.
You twisted motherfucker! You knew! You knew the suits were symbiotic. You knew what they do to my men. You turned them into dead men walking.
I turned them into post-human warriors. You're a soldier. Think of it as necessary sacrifice.
You lied to us!
Perhaps I was economical with the truth, yes. But what choice did I have? What choice do you have now? The Ceph are coming, Prophet. Soon. You think we'll defeat them with ordinary human soldiers? This isn't a war ordinary humans can win. This is the future. Death's an inconvenience now. Nothing more. We are all dead men walking.
Cellular force overload. Enough of this.
The suit's rejecting the rip! It's overloading!
Stop him. Kill him if you have to, but don't damage the nano gear. Headshots only.
Nice try, Tin Man. Now say goodnight.
Oh shit yeah Tara, let's do this. Let's go kill the maker of the nanosuits. Tara then speaks for what seems like an eternity, but the only useful piece of information that she gives is that Hargrave is on the executive floor. Thanks Tara, you can shut up now. Hello boys. And that about concludes our plan on getting to Hargrave, so... God damn, that was cinematic as f***. Right, what do we have going on in here then?
Come then. Masks off. I am here. Shocked? I would be. I'd revel in it if I were you. That sudden jump of the pulse, the cram of the fight or flight chemicals into the belly. So sweet while it lasts. But it's been very long since I felt any of it. A century or more since my pleasures were anything but cerebral. I took the path Karl Rasch refused, the cold road to immortality. I'd hoped to wear Prophet's suit myself, take on the weapons he brought us, wear his armor, enter the labyrinth and confront the Minotaur. But now, you will have to finish what Prophet began.
But before we leave, a syringe comes up through the table in the main room. Press F to use? Yeah, fuck it. inject a random liquid into your body, Alki, why not?
Yes, there. The Tunguska iteration. The key to all gates.
Well, maybe that wasn't a good idea then. The syringe shows us Prophet's journey from 2020, from when he went back to the island, and it's trippy as heck. But it does result in this. So yeah, it turns out Hargreave is based in New York because he was waiting for the Ceph to arrive. He knew they existed for a long time and knew they were under New York. Hargreave also basically confirms that the Ceph are here to preserve Earth. His analogy is that they're back to spring clean the old family house and not liking what they found festering behind the fridge. So we can check that theory off the list from the previous game. And with that knowledge, let's slaughter a bunch of them in front of Hargreave. Whilst escaping Prism, Hargreave warns all Cell soldiers that Lockhart is dead. He will soon be dead, and the Prism is about to blow the f*** up. But before dying, he does tell all the soldiers to discontinue hostile actions towards me, considering I am now the only hope at stopping the invasion. So we kick down the door to the outside world, and actually get to fight alongside Cell soldiers. We really are on the same side now. So anyway, we sprint and fight all the way to the Queensboro Bridge in order to get to Tara. And eventually we make it to the elevator that leads us up. And guess who starts speaking to us again? Yep, Hargreave. Still fucking alive and still yapping. Shut the fuck up. Come on, Alki, we're so close to getting out of here. Is that a car? Oh my god, my head. Feels like I've been hit by a car. Luckily for us, this mission starts with Alki washing up on shore, right in front of Gould and Tara. And he's managed to convince her that the nanosuit is the key to winning. What's up, guys? Did you see that ship with the bridge?
Jesus. I thought you were at the bottom of the river for sure.
Honestly, I'm quite surprised myself. And our reward for surviving such an event is to control the goddamn tank cannon. Woo! Let's go! God, I deserve this. On the way there, Gould explains how we're going to destroy the Ceph. The rundown is that the main spore regulator is underneath Central Park. So, I'm going to jump in there, and then bam, all the Ceph die. Oh yeah, and we have to do that all before the government decide to drop a nuke on Manhattan. That really is their only idea, isn't it? They nuked an island in the last game, which didn't even work, and now they just want to nuke fucking New York City of all places. Awesome. We almost get there, but it wouldn't be that easy now, would it?
Oh shit! Jeff, vehicle down! Vehicle...
Never send a squad of people to do a super soldier's job.
Cross-link with our weapons. We're going to be line of sight targeting on the enemy. Please confirm, can do.
Oh yeah, and we also get access to a fucking airstrike, so... So about this structure in Central Park. What the fuck, man? That's just not okay.
What the hell just happened out there? We're reading massive seismic activity and...
Sir, you're not gonna believe this. The entire park has just risen out of the ground.
Barclay directly talks to Alcatraz, He tells him that some choppers are heading over, some to airlift the survivors out and another to take us to the now floating Central Park. He then warns us that we have 20 minutes until the nuclear strike is sent, so once again, we better haul ass. The final mission of the game naturally opens with the most daunting view the game has to offer. This place looks like it's gonna be hell. But before I get into the meat of this mission, just take a look at how goddamn awesome this is. Let's get this shit done.
Drop them off. Alcatraz, we'll shadow you as far as we can.
Good luck, pal. Better you than me.
In there.
Analysis complete.
And after that, you can get into the main structure. As we're struggling to walk through the structure, the suit starts catching on goddamn fire. But it's fine, because fire doesn't actually hurt humans. Eventually you come to the edge, and one final encouragement from Prophet makes Alki jump into the chasm.
Hey, dead man. Some trip, huh? Thought I'd gone? Well, I thought so too. But the suit, man. Hargreave was right. The suit changes all the rules. They got inside me. The Ceph, they got inside. I had to break the link to the suit, or lose control for good. And you were there, in front of me, dying in front of me. Man, I had to take the chance, give you the chance to finish what I started. It was our only hope. Look at that. Not just New York, not just Lingshan. See, the Ceph have been around forever, man. And they built everywhere. Everywhere.
Holy shit, Alcatraz, we did it! We beat the Ceph. At least, you know, in New York we did. Like Prophet said, they're everywhere. But we all know that America is the center of the world, so if it's fine in America, the rest of the world is going to be okay. The rest of the cutscene shows us that Gould and Tara are still alive, along with quite a few New Yorkers. But New Yorkers can survive anything, so that's really not much of a surprise. But I will once again be quiet for a minute. Prophet has more to say.
But this thing isn't even close to over. You and me, Marine, we don't get to die just yet. We gotta go back. Back where we're needed.
Am I reaching the Force Recon Marine just recovered at Central Park? Aware of Jacob Hargreaves' nanoshell? Wait. I'm adjusting the feed. Allow me to introduce myself. Karl Ernst Rasch, at your service. And you are?
They call me Prophet.
And just like that, Crysis 2 is complete. Wapam sham bamalam. Crysis 2, baby. Maybe I just love every game I play, because I've said this at the end of every one of my videos, but this is a goddamn good game. For starters, I want to clear up the main thing that is a little confusing. So, Prophet does indeed die at the start of the game, but that doesn't sever the connection to the nanosuit like he thinks it does. Basically, the nanosuit saved a copy of his DNA as well as the Ceph DNA. and he is also the robot voice talking to you throughout the entire game. So, remember back when Gould and Alki break into that building with the cradle, and how the doctor said about the suit moving into Alcatraz's wounds? Keep that in mind. When Hargrave wants to remove the suit from Alki, the reason this would kill him is because the doctors would basically be ripping Alcatraz's body apart because of how much the suit has moulded into his body. So anyway, it gets much worse. By the end of the game, all of the explosions and falling out of buildings and all of the physical trauma Alcatraz endures, he dies. Like, straight up dies. And from that point on, from the moment of his death, Prophet's DNA mixed with the Ceph DNA and possibly the AI of the suit all merge together like one big fucking pie and take over Alcatraz's corpse. That's why at the end of the game, Prophet speaks to the guy on the other end of the comms. So essentially, in short, Prophet died, his mind and his DNA got uploaded to the suit, and then Alcatraz had the suit on, and then Alcatraz died, and now Prophet's mind and his DNA or whatever has taken control of Alcatraz's rotting corpse inside the nanosuit. So, now that we've got that Five Nights at Freddy's ass piece of lore out of the way, I'll actually move on to my final thoughts. I think the game's really great. I mean, it definitely succeeds at doing what sequels need to do. The same framework as the first, but improved. Playing it feels almost identical to the first one, but with more polish. I really can't quite explain it, it just works. Everything you do has a weight to it and feels impactful. The only thing missing out on that impact though is throwing people. And the game doesn't have nearly as much destruction as the first. Sure, there's explosive barrels and vehicles that you can destroy, large objects that you can power kick and whatnot, but there's no crumbling walls or doors you can kick down unless they're scripted. I do love that almost everything still has physics and that you can pick up objects and throw them, but there's something sourceless with the impact. But there's something that's just sourceless with the interactability of the world in comparison to the first game. But maybe I just didn't experiment as much as I should have. I think overall, the story of the first game was better, but that's not to say Crysis 2's story is bad. It's great. I love the whole alien invasion thing, as well as the virus and the panic that it creates because it's something uncurable. I think the addition of Cell is a nice touch. Their disconnected subcontractor stereotype is quite entertaining and makes for great killable enemies. And I also really enjoyed Hargreaves' introduction, and the way that he was weaved into the story. Him being the setup for everything that has happened was a nice touch, alongside him being the creator of the nanosuit, as well as his reasoning behind it essentially being to just reach immortality. But, with all that considered, I do prefer Crysis 1's story because of its mystery. I feel like you don't really need an explanation for it all. Aliens exist, they've been on Earth for decades without us knowing, and we just woke them up. The Marines were sent to their death in order for the higher-ups to research them. All that good mysterious shit. However, Crysis 2 absolutely hits the nail on the head by improving how good the first game's story is. With the context of the second game, you see the first in a whole new light and get to properly see it for the twisted tragedy it is. But I'm getting too caught up on the first game. This video is about Crysis 2. The new setting of a broken down and desolate New York is really fun. There's something so chilly about not only seeing a usually busy place so empty, but seeing such a monument be reduced to rubble by a threat that we barely have a shot in taking down. It's daunting, it's eerie, and it's a great place to set a video game. I still don't like the energy bar. I think it's still handled pretty poorly. Obviously, I understand that you can't just have infinite energy because then you're overpowered and there's gonna be no challenge, but it still just runs out so goddamn fast. And because of that, you don't ever really feel like a badass super soldier. I think better ways they could have done this is either just blanket flat out increasing the amount of energy you can use before it runs out, or allowing us to just upgrade the energy using the Ceph DNA that you acquire throughout the game. I mean, they already committed to including upgrades, so why not have one of those upgrades be increased energy? So keeping up with my positive streak, the game is great. Download it, play it, enjoy it. And there you have it, the long-awaited video on Crysis 2. Thank you for all the support on the first game. The video did pretty damn well, pretty damn quickly, and the main question / statement in the comments were about me making a video on the second one. And don't you worry, I do also plan to make a video on the third. So the only thing left for me to say is, I hope you enjoyed. Do all that YouTube goodness. If you liked the video, calmly press the like button, and if you didn't like it, angrily press the like button. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the video, and subscribe if you're new or if you haven't already. and I hope to see you in the next video. Speaking of,